Hi. So I'm going to talk about, and in talking about, try to figure out or clarify so I may realize some common sense points within my day-to-day interactions. I just reacted slightly nervously because I hear someone eavesdropping. Okay. So my day-to-day interactions, it's not that I'm not confident when I speak with other people. This has been a point that I grasped very early on and actually moved myself to be confident and speak with confidence. However, a crucial point that I did not get within speaking with other people that I used to do automatically, but now lost it, so to speak, is speaking in a way that I am never compromising myself, nor am I ever hiding things from people, holding back. Before being aware of my process and actively participating in my process, um, even though I was unconfident at the time, I see that many people were drawn to me firstly because of my cool guy image, but more importantly, in the moments where they spoke with me. First of all, I was nice. I treated them very courteously. But more importantly, I never held anything back and just spoke my mind. Honesty as a personality or a system, a mixture of systems. Never would I consciously hold stuff back the way I do now, especially when people ask me about what I do with my spare time and what I invest in the activities I participate in on a daily basis. The main activity I'm actively pursuing at the moment is a point of self-direction, consistent and stable self-direction, where I no longer participate in regret, guilt, or shame when I see myself fall, when I fall, and instead work with the fall and immediately correct, instead of wasting even more moments in regret, guilt, and shame, which I eventually will have to forgive and reach the same point of working with the fall or mistake. And within this breathing, I realize that breathing is the only point where I am able to do this for myself and apply myself in self-forgiveness and in moving myself to participate physically as I decide to, like in one breath, sitting up from my bed and getting out of my bed and getting out of my room. Instead of indulging in knowledge toward or about my past, the so-called story of my life, and delving into that. So a common sense realization here in terms of correcting myself in this point of interacting with other people is to realize what is best for all within to realize exactly what I'm doing when I am holding back in tone and in my entire expression to and toward another person. How would I feel if another person were to do that to me? To realize that speaking everything directly in the most brutally honest form is not who I am. And just because I don't, or I realize I cannot do that with another person, doesn't mean that I am compromising myself by not speaking about everything brutally honest and direct, with absolute disregard of taboos. So in other words, my self-corrective action within this point of social interaction is the point of treating my neighbor as myself, treating my neighbor as I would treat myself, applied to conversation and generally interaction. Another point within interacting with other people is point of nervousness and fear, because I've defined myself as, I see myself as an outcast who does not belong with the social norm, with the normal group, so to speak. Because when I am with the normal group, I realize that I am not at liberty to speak my mind as freely as I can within my vlogs and my blogs, and with participants at Desteni. But again, that does not mean that I am compromising myself and holding myself back. It just means that the person is not ready to cooperate with that expression and support themselves with that expression, and is really just a point where I take responsibility for my actions and create an outcome that would be best for all in the conversation. So instead of speaking about a controversial topic that will likely lead to much anger and frustration in the other person, but not myself, speak about topics that they are interested in which they feel supported by not feeling diminished or bullied verbally in any way whatsoever. That would be the self-corrective application. Another point within conversation is not knowing what topic to speak about. Because for a very long time I've realized that most of what people say cannot be applied and are as in my experience, most of what people speak about to normal friends are wispy. I feel them, I feel the words and what is being said as wispy, in that people are merely talking about a construct of knowledge that they have developed within themselves, and then compare with other people, and if they share the same viewpoint, the same construct of knowledge, then they become friends, while people who have different constructs about the same topic will either argue, or if overall they agree, they will back off and not impose each other's ego on each other. Right off the bat,